I wanted to share my experience on Monday morning with you. I was facilitating a program to the Institute of Nuclear Power Operations on leadership presence. And I always start the session with, please share an example of somebody who has exemplary leadership presence. And it so happened that in this particular class, 3 people mentioned Colin Powell. That was around 9 in the morning. And they spoke about his qualities as a leader, his attributes, humility, and being a servant leader, and sense of humor, just a myriad of things. And that was at 9. And at 10, we got the news in the session that Colin Powell had passed away. And it was a very sobering moment because these leaders in my session got to think about their own legacies. Stephen Covey always said, begin with the end in mind. And there was Colin Powell, who we had spoken about just that morning as to why he showed up in our minds. We were talking about branding, leadership branding, as an example of leadership. And when he passed, what are the things that people said? Humility, being a remarkable leader, caring about others. And it got us thinking, how do you want to be remembered? And so I really wanted to come on today to talk about that. Whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever your leadership position is, or if you're an aspiring leader, or whether you don't aspire to leadership, how do you want to be remembered? What do you want your legacy to be? And when we thought about Colin Powell, of course, his reputation is not flawless. He made mistakes. We all know that. But the overriding sense, the overriding feeling was that a good leader and a good person had passed away. So think about yourself. We always start by saying, when people think about you, what adjectives, what experiences, what images would you like to have come to mind? And then are you providing those experiences in the way that Colin Powell did? And through all my years at CNN, we may have had him on as a guest, but often spoke to people who had met him, even people in business who'd hired him to speak. And they always said what an extraordinary person he was, and that he was not only a giant man, but a giant of a man. So tribute to Colin Powell, and just a thought of really bearing the end in mind and thinking about what you want your legacy to be. It certainly made me think about mine. Thank you all very much, and wishing you a wonderful rest of the week and a good weekend.